Okay, hello everyone. Thank you all for coming. Let's continue with Master YongHua's teachings. But first, I'm told there are some questions, outstanding questions. Go for it, questions.
It seems like I've always encountered obstacles for practicing sitting in lotus and coming to the temple. Something random will always come up, like a last-minute phone call or kids' activities. May I know why is that?
That's called karmic obstructions. That's typical. Karmic obstructions means well, let me explain to you these concepts, general concepts for your consideration. Obstructions are a Buddhist term for the things that prevent you from doing the things, accomplishing your goals. So obstructions come in three different kinds. The first kind is called karmic obstructions. Karmic obstructions, as the name implies, karmic is from karma. So the karmic obstruction is the fact that when you try to do something, karma is to do something. So when you try to do something, there's always resistance to your doing something. So that's called karmic obstructions. Think of it, very simple example for karmic obstruction would be you're trying to lift weight. So as you try to lift weight, a heavy object, the weight itself, the nature of the act of lifting, the nature of the process, okay, involves lifting weight. So the weight itself acts as the resistance to your efforts. So that is called, the weight itself is called karmic obstructions. Okay, so that's a common thing. When you try to do something, it's always resistance. When you try to push, it's always a reaction force against your pushing. So that's a natural obstruction, karmic obstruction. All right? So think of it as, simply put, the difficulty in doing something. That's karmic obstructions. Number two is the retribution obstruction. This is related to the concept of cause and effect. The retribution obstructions is because in the past you obstructed others from doing these things, and now they have a chance to obstruct you. For example, very simple example is when people get sick, very, very sick in particular. It's usually the retribution obstructions to your normal life, meaning that in the past you took others' lives, you prevented others from living their normal lives, and now they have a chance, so they obstruct you from living your normal life. So in particular, in Buddhism, we believe that sicknesses, special illnesses, cancer, and so forth, are typically the retribution obstructions. That because in the past you killed them, so now these beings have a means and the opportunity to kill you back or try to hurt you back in the process. So far, so good. That's the nature of the existence in our world, in our Saha world. In Saha world, we come here, and as we have this body, then this body is the vehicle for your retribution, your karmic retributions to manifest. In contrast, if you go to Western Bliss Pure Land, then your karmic retributions have no way of obstructing you over there. All right, so that's the difference. And finally, the third kind of obstruction is called affliction obstruction, meaning that the first two are from outside. Karmic obstruction is from the difficulty of the task, the challenges of the task. That's why it's called karmic obstructions. The second one is retribution obstruction, is because of your past actions, and therefore now you pay the results of that, the consequences of your past actions. And number three, affliction obstruction is from inside. You have difficulties in doing your work because of your afflictions. You're afflicted, and therefore you quit. Okay? For example, you fasting. Anyone fasting today? You fasting, and that brings your sugar level low, to low levels. And your digestive system is complaining. You lack energy, and you feel very weak. And you become afflicted. You say, I can't take this pain. I can't take this discomfort. Okay? And that's why you quit. And that's called affliction obstructions, meaning that your own afflictions stop you from continuing. Your own afflictions stop you from doing the task. Another example, you get up in the morning, you have the blues, particularly those of you who are depressed. Anyone who is depressed? Okay, at least two of you are depressed. And you have the blues, therefore you feel bad, you don't feel like getting out of bed, you don't feel like talking to people, you know, grouchy mood, you don't feel like showing your face, you don't feel like doing your hair, shaving your head, shaving your legs, and therefore you avoid company. You don't feel like going to work. You call in sick and so forth, and that's called affliction obstructions, meaning that your depression, your own affliction, depression is just an affliction, stops you from doing your work, doing what you're supposed to do. So the obstruction, the difficulties come from yourself, from your own emotions, from your own sentiments, from your own negative thoughts. All right, so those are the three obstructions. So this person here says, every time I go to the temple, I have all kinds of obstructions, quite often. Kids needs attention, tire has a problem, mother calls and says, can you come over? I need you to help hang a picture, okay, and so forth. So those are obstructions, and that's typical. That's typical of life in general. In particular, you need to pay attention to this. Okay, obstructions in life are normal. Nothing wrong with that. You know, the karmic obstructions, you know, is similar to lifting weight. That you use the karmic obstructions and you can utilize to your advantage. You build muscles because through the karmic obstructions. The same thing, the retribution obstructions. The retribution obstructions come if you find it very difficult to do things and someone insists on stopping you. For example, your wife complains. She says, how come I don't see you that often? You go to work during the week, and the weekend you continue to neglect me. You go to the temple. Your wife, your husband, I don't know. Nowadays, not for sure who's husband, who's a wife anymore. But the point here is that your partner complains and said, I need your company. I want your attention. Okay, that's called retribution obstructions, because very likely in the past you obstructed him or her from doing what's important to him or her. Okay, and part of that of the retribution obstruction is that you learn to deal with it. It will help open your wisdom. Okay, and finally, affliction obstructions is something you need to watch out for, especially those of you who have some mental issues. Your afflictions arise very quickly. Watch out for that. Okay. All right. So in summary, those obstructions are to be expected, and it's a test of your commitment. If it's important to you, you find a way to overcome the obstructions. If you're not committed, you think this is just something casual, it's like Pilates, or if you don't do it today, do it next week. Okay, then what's the big deal? Then you won't. You miss the boat. All right. YouTube question.
Penguin Gamir asks, hello, Master. I am a training Chan student and I have a question. What if my legs fall asleep while I'm doing full lotus?
If your legs fall asleep, it's not as bad as your head falling asleep. Leg falling asleep actually could be a good thing. Your head falling asleep is definitely not a good thing. So leg falling asleep is by design. For the typical person, including myself, when you first learn to cross your legs, is by design, where it cuts off the blood circulation, and that's why eventually you experience these states where the discomfort comes or the pain comes and so forth, and then possibly your legs falling asleep, okay, becoming numb. And that's normal, nothing to worry about. If you have two legs, one falling asleep is not a bad deal. You can still use the other. If two of them fall asleep, I'd be a little bit more worried. But even if both of them fall asleep seriously, and falling asleep is a good thing, eventually will clear itself up, and you regain your feelings if you sit through it instead of panicking and experiencing what's called affliction, obstruction. You are so afflicted. You say, "Oh my God, my legs I'm losing sensation in my legs. So better stop," because you worried. You stop yourself. Okay. In brief, don't worry about it. Keep sitting, and will clear itself. It's not uncommon, for example, even for experienced people, experienced Chan practitioners. Every now and then, for example, you cross your legs and you don't pay attention, and you could your legs could get numb as well. So but it's not a big deal. Keep sitting, will clear itself. YouTube question.
Daniel asks, what is the difference between your leg falling asleep and your head falling asleep?
Difference in geography, different parts of the anatomy. I thought it's clear, isn't it? Is this supposed to be a joke question or a serious question? Okay, anyone else? Okay. I thought there was another question. No? With Chan meditation class? No? No more? No más? Okay. Feel free to ask questions anytime, and that's why we're here. It's a good thing. We welcome your questions because it helps clarify a lot of misconceptions and especially concerns with the people who practice Chan meditation. Our style is a little bit more rigorous, and therefore a lot of people have a lot of obstructions, a lot of challenges, and at the same time, because of those, the fact you have more challenges, then you also can progress a lot quicker. Okay? All right. Is the Sunim okay? She looks like she's about to pass out. Are you okay? You not okay? You dying? You're alive. She understands English very well. Okay? You feel better? You feel stronger or weaker?
예, 더 강해지고 편안해진 것 같아요, 많이. 좀 힘이 들기는 하지만 그래도 이런 기회를 가질 수 있다는 것이 저한테는 굉장히 좋은 감사한 일이라고 생각합니다.
Master.
Green. Let her finish.
그래서 제가 만약에 지금 컨디션은 괜찮고요. 제가 욕심을 만약에 부린다면 메스터께서 저를 보시고 제가 9일이 끝난 다음에 지금은 물을 적게 마시지만 물을 자유롭게 마실 수 있으면 조금 더 진행을 해보고 싶습니다. 그게 제 마음입니다.
Okay.
Master, I feel more strong and in peace. It is difficult, but I cherish this experience and I thank you for the opportunity. What I really hope for at this point is maybe I'm expecting too much, but after 9 days of fasting, the things change because I can drink more water. If you could check me, and then if you think that I could continue after 9 days, please let me know. I would like to try.
Is it the 9th day?
오늘 며칠이십니까?
8th day? Okay. Very good. Yeah.
아주 좋습니다.
9 days fasting, I'm sorry. 9일 단식은 목요일 1시면 끝이 납니다.
So the 9th days ends on Thursday 1 p.m.
Okay. Continue. You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
잘하고 있습니다.
Yeah. Actually, the fasting has been good for you. So don't be afraid. Okay, it's difficult for you because considering that you are more mature. Okay, and usually people who are more mature, very difficult for people like you to be willing to undergo this type of thing. But actually, it's very good for you. It's, historically, our experience has been is very good for you. And I look at you, and I'm very pleased that you decided to do this. Okay? Did we make a sign a non-liability, a non-suing, non-lawsuit kind of thing here? Okay. But you're doing real well, so I'm very pleased. Okay? Go Forest has a comment, has a question.
I would like to ask a question. Today is my 11th day, and it's been, I think, more than 24 hours I haven't sleep, but I'm alert. Is that normal for the fasting period to be like that?
You need to crank up the volume.
Okay, volume.
Put it closer to your mouth.
I put it
Imagine
very close to the mouth.
you look at your handheld microphone, it's like corn on the cob.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try it one more time. Today is my 11th day.
There you go. We like it. How's the corn?
Yeah. Corn is good, sweet, just like the one you eat the other day. And then it's been 11 days of fasting, and I haven't been sleeping for, I think, at least 24 hours, and I'm still alert. Is that normal to be like that in a fasting state?
Oh no, she didn't sleep at all. My God. Go see a doctor, quick, quick, quick. Okay, of course it's not normal. People are supposed to sleep.
But I'm not tired.
I would be worried. If I couldn't sleep for 24 hours, I'd be worried. Okay? But in your case, since you're fasting and you're not sleeping for 24 hours, I understand yesterday you crashed for a few hours, didn't you?
No, I lied down, but my eye, I couldn't sleep.
You couldn't sleep.
Yeah,
Okay, but you lie down.
yes.
Okay. If you don't sleep for another 72 hours, I'd be worried.
But tomorrow I have to stop my fasting. Too bad. I would like to try again next time.
Okay, and then if you stop tomorrow, you probably won't be have any problem sleeping at all. Okay, don't worry. The non-sleeping is okay. It's perfectly okay. Again, sign a piece of paper. Yes, Red.
Thank you, Master.
마스터, 단식 지금 5일째인데 5일째가 되니까 갑자기 체력이 급 추락하고 오늘 법당에서 결과보살하고 있는데 오바이트가 많이 나왔는데 사실은 저는 전에 단식을 했을 때는 9일 동안 내내 오바이트를 해서 오바이트 하는 거 저는 괜찮은데 다른 대중들한테 피해를 주는 것 같아서 마음이 좀 불편합니다. 제가 어떻게 해야 되는지 여쭙고 싶습니다.
Master, this is my 5th day of fasting. Suddenly, I felt really weak today, and I started vomiting. Before, when I did the fasting for 9 days, I actually vomited every single day. But the worst thing of this is I feel bad for others because they have to deal with this.
Others have to deal with it? She vomits in others' clothing or what? Why have to deal with
네,
it?
스케줄 시간이었었습니다. 그러니까 이 스케줄 시간 여기 프로그램.
She was at the Buddha hall, and there were other people sitting and meditating at the same time, and she was vomiting.
She's vomiting in the Buddha hall. Is that legal? Are you still vomiting? Feel like vomiting?
아니요, 지금 괜찮습니다.
When do
지금은
you stop
괜찮습니다.
vomiting?
오늘 결과부자 한지 2시간, 그러니까 7시부터 결과부자를 했는데 2시간 지나고 나서부터 오바이트가 나왔고 해주세요.
So this morning around 7 a.m., I was sitting in full lotus. So after 2 hours of sitting, I start to vomit.
그러면서 이제 9시부터, 그러니까 결과보자 한지 2시간 지나고 나서부터 계속 오바이트가 나왔고 하루 종일 뭐 간헐적으로 이렇게 했습니다.
So after 9 o'clock, after the full lotus, I start to vomiting, and then I continue to vomit all day, on and off.
Okay.
다른 분들도 지금 선칠 중이신데 이거를 풀고 뛰쳐나가야 되나 되게 고민을 하다가 일단 결과부자를 하고 있었는데
I understand others are doing chanchi. I was wondering if I should unbuckle and run out and vomit.
홍이 휴지통을 갖다 줘서 휴지통에다가 토를 했고 네, 그랬습니다.
So someone gave us trash can, so I was able to throw up into the trash can.
Not on the carpet?
제 질문
Did you stay in the carpet?
아니에요, 절대 아니에요.
What a relief.
Master,
I'm glad
absolutely
you
not.
have a carpet. But I also mean that I'm very sorry you had to vomit. We have compassion here at the temple too.
제 질문의 포인트는 계속 이렇게 오바이트가 나올 것 같은데 전의 경험을 비교해 봤을 때 저는 두렵지 않지만 다른 수행하시는 분들한테 방해가 될 것 같아서 제가 어떻게 해야 될지 모르겠더라고요.
So, based on previous experience, I know that I will continue to vomit. But I'm not afraid of vomiting. But I'm concerned that how about the other people sitting in the Buddha hall?
Yeah, I'll be concerned too. Okay, any other questions? So there was no question, right? Somebody not sleeping, we think is normal. Vomiting, she didn't ask, but we think it's normal. Anyone else who has a worry about? Okay. When you vomit, I'm just curious. Okay, when you feel like vomiting, how could you even find time to grab a vomit thing, a spittoon or something? How can you find time? That's amazing. I vomit. When I feel like vomit, I usually vomit in someone's clothes.
홍이 휴지통을 갖다 줬어요.
Hong gave me trash can. But
Who?
Master,
홍.
But Master, her question is actually.
How did he know? Does he, Did he say,
그냥 갑자기 나타나서 휴지통을 주고 갔습니다.
weren't you meditating? What were you doing looking at her?
아니 그게 아니고 점심시간에 홍이 갑자기 휴지통을 주고 가고 저는 다른 건 모르겠습니다.
during the lunchtime, Hong just came and gave me a trash can. But actually, she has a question. Her question is,
No, no, answer my question first. Hong, what are you doing looking at her?
Venerable Xinshun told me to give her the trash can.
Who? Xian who?
Xinshun.
Xian Shun. So Xian Shun, you knew she was vomiting? I want to pursue this thing here because we need to learn, make sure it never happens again. If someone vomits on my carpet. Yes, Xian Shun.
Hong called me at 10:20 a.m. and I missed
even
his
they have a
call.
lock, even 10:20 a.m. Hong call. And
So at lunchtime, I asked him what's going on. And
10:40,
at lunchtime,
lunchtime, yeah?
at 11:46 a.m. And he said that the Korean lady is puking in the Buddha hall. So I told him to give her a bag, and then he came back and said she didn't want him to throw it away. So I said, give her a trash can.
Oh. Well, okay, very good. Okay, yes, green. Okay.
so actually, she has a question.
Yes.
So in that situation, she's really nauseous and vomiting. Should she stay in the Buddha hall continuously, or she should unbuckle and leave Buddha hall? That's her question.
Leave as quickly as possible. I thought it's obvious. Huh? Isn't it obvious? Red.
저의 이기심을 참회합니다.
I like to repent my selfishness.
Selfish. Okay. I'm curious. Now I'm really curious. When you feel like nauseous at home, do you vomit in your carpet? Oh, don't answer that. It's okay. It's a private thing. You don't even have to ask, okay? If you feel like you need to vomit or anything like that, stand up and go. Okay? Yeah. Please. Anyone else? Okay, JMT. Yeah.
Master, is partially my fault because when she fasted in JMT and then before even fasted, we encouraged her to sit in full lotus and she started feeling nauseous. And we encouraged her not to unbuckle, and we gave her actually a trash can before. So the trash can is a symbolistic. It started from here.
Okay. Yes, go ahead. Defend yourself.
제가 결과보자에 대한 집착과 오래 앉아야 되겠다는 제 욕심이 다른 사람들한테 피해를 준 것 같습니다. 죄송합니다.
My attachment to a full lotus and a long sit, that desire actually affected others in a negative way. I'd like to repent.
Okay. Yeah.
토할 것 같으면 밖으로 나가겠습니다. 죄송합니다.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah. So Sienna and her should be punished together. It's okay, don't worry. Hey, Korean lady, Stranger things happened at this temple. Vomiting is like nothing to us. Trust me. Yeah, it's nothing at all. Don't feel bad. I wouldn't even feel bad at all, except when you vomit in my carpet. Yes, right.
토하는 거는 그러니까 걱정 제가 토하고 뭐 건강 그러니까 제 걱정이 되는 게 아니라 저 지금 눈물이 나는 거는 내가 결과보자를 오래 해야 되겠다. 내 개인 욕심 때문에 다른 사람들을 배려하지 못한 것 같아서 죄송합니다.
Okay. For that, tomorrow we'll bring you to the pharmacy and have you get vaccinated as a punishment.
알겠습니다. Yes, master.
Come on, guys, don't laugh at her. Have some compassion. Don't translate that. Sienna, don't you dare. Okay, JMT, go ahead.
For your information, for corona vaccine is available at Dharma temple where Master spoke Dharma with a big parking lot.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
For your convenience.
Yes, very kind of you.
묘경 스님 told me this morning, I think. Or maybe not. I don't know. I'm mixed up. Anyway, Dharmasa is available for vaccine administration. So.
Okay, very good. Okay, any other questions or comments? YouTube question.
Christopher asks, Master, is it true that it is more dangerous for your head to fall asleep during Chan meditation because you are more prone to demonic possession?
No, not at all. When you asleep, it's no different. If the demon wants to mess up with you, whether you're awake or asleep, it's all the same to them. Okay? I wouldn't worry about it. Go ahead, White.
Master, that happened to me too. I threw up, but it wasn't from the fasting, it was from Chan, and then I went home and had a really bad headache, threw up, and then I thought it was from getting, like, it gets rid of toxins in the body, you know?
No.
So she's not alone.
Yeah, it's a good thing. You know, when bad things happen to you when you do Chan, except when you hit your head, it's a good thing. Am I clear? No, I'm not. The vomiting, thank you for bringing it up, Malcolm. The vomiting when you meditate and you do meditation, it's actually is a good thing because in general, because you're expelling the toxins from your stomach, okay? And so it's actually helping address some of your digestive systems. Okay, so it's the quickest way, one of the quicker way to get rid of the toxins, okay, present in your digestive system, especially your stomach. Okay, so it's a good thing. I wouldn't worry. Okay, YouTube comment.
Jane says, on the second day of Fochi, I felt nausea during the evening recitation and rushed out to puke in the toilet. I was just in time to reach the bowl.
Oh, you guys there's nothing at all. You guys are such babies. Seriously. You vomit a little and you worry. Jane remembers exactly what happened to her. Second day at the Fochi, I puke in my toilet. I mean the temple toilet. Okay? And she cries when she vomits. You Koreans are so soft. It's nothing at all. We're tough. A little bit of suffering will toughen you up. Don't be such a wimp. Okay? I can tell you that I also vomited as well. Okay? Can I tell you this? Should I tell you even tell you this? You are bad. There are days where I would try to vomit, okay, and nothing comes out for minutes. You're retching, you know, and nothing comes out at all. It's very painful. When something comes out, it's not bad. But when nothing comes out, you and no matter what you do, nothing comes out, and you keep on feel like vomiting. Okay, nothing, absolutely nothing comes out, and you still feel like vomiting. That's pretty bad. It is that bad. Okay, meaning the toxin is so bad that it's so tiny, so little, so nothing comes out. But your stomach can feel the toxins in there, so it's trying to push it out. But because it's so little, it cannot come out. Okay, so your toxin is not as bad as my toxins. No, it ain't seen nothing yet. Anyone else? Okay, very good. Okay. That's why we're together, because when we do this together, and we can share our experiences. And I started by telling her that it's not a big deal. You know, it's kind of gross to vomit and let other people see you vomit like that. But we've seen worse things, haven't we? Huh? And don't worry if others are afflicted by that. Let them be afflicted. It's called affliction obstruction. And when they're afflicted like that, you tell them, you know, Master taught us about affliction obstruction. You afflicted, and you blame it on me for afflicting you. Okay? So it would help them understand. It's okay for others to be grossed out and afflicted and bored and so forth, but let it be. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay. Part of the practice in a community practice like this is to learn to tolerate each other's. Okay, learn to embrace each other's ickiness. Okay, and that's very important. This is the advantage you have over meditating by yourself in the mountains. Okay, I know a lot of people whose ideal is go to the mountains, okay, to meditate, go to the wilderness and meditate, and they're superior people, and if they can do that, kudos to them. But what they're missing is part of the meditation training is the lack of other people who can afflict them. It's by design that when you meditate with people, you know, Chicago will drive you crazy. Okay, that's normal because that's her nature, is to drive everyone crazy around her. Everyone, okay? So, and you look at her and say, go back to Chicago, and you stop yourself from saying that. And that's part of the training, where you learn to deal with your affliction and stop blaming others. Okay? Don't sit here and say, how come we listening to Dharma as a kid who keeps on crying and throwing tantrums? Okay? Don't get afflicted. That's part of your training as well. This is the difference between Mahayana and Hinayana and other training forms of training. Is because it's by design. Okay? We are so all-embracing, you will, that we even allow Catholics to come. Yes, sir. Speaking of Catholics.
I have a question. When I used to go to Catholic retreats, especially the ones that are charismatic in nature, when they do like small exorcisms, people used to vomit a lot.
Right.
So I was wondering why is that? I never asked that question to the preacher or to the priest, but I always wonder why.
You always wonder why when you get exorcised, you vomit?
No, not me. When other people.
You don't trust me at all, do you? I don't know. I wasn't there. And I don't know what Catholic priests do to exorcise people. Okay? But I saw, Exorcism 1 or 2. Where the girl actually, is it Linda Blair or whoever, right? Why I'm dating myself, I might not. You too. So Linda Blair, like this demonic face and start, vomiting things at the priests and so forth. And I didn't realize that it actually happens in true life as well. Oh, cool. No, it's not doesn't happen. I always thought it's the movies. You cannot believe the movies.
I was talking to one exorcist priest, and he was saying that it's absolutely worse than that.
Actually, what?
It's absolutely worse than that. That's just a movie.
Worse than vomiting?
Worse than vomiting, even worse than turning heads. It's just worse than that.
I see. Scary. Good thing we don't exercise people. So I don't know. So is it possible? Yes, of course. It's anything is possible. What happened is that when the demon comes in, if you guys believe in that, I know some of you are real sensitive. Demons, what are demons? Ghosts, what are ghosts? You guys are some kind of cult or what? When demons come in, they can have access to the physical control of your body. So you move, your head turns, you wink, and you vomit. It's typical. It's not a big deal. It's scary for the unprepared, but it's not uncommon. I wouldn't be surprised. Yes, sir.
When I used to see those kinds of exorcisms, it wasn't for me scary. At the beginning it was, but then I kind of got used to it. But I did saw people do like really amazing things with their bodies, which I thought it was not possible. But it is quite amazing.
Yeah, it's possible. It's in a realm of the uncommon, okay, extraordinary things. It's actually quite commonplace. Okay. Yes, you too.
Christopher says, I think the blessings we accrued from Fochi and Chanchi help purify our karma. I had a bad case of diarrhea after the second day of Fochi, and I also wanted to vomit.
That's a very good thing. In his particular situation right there, diarrhea also and feel like vomiting, means that his body actually expelled quite a bit of toxins right there. It's actually a good thing. I would be very glad. For me personally, I often go to the bathroom, okay, as part of the process. Okay, I don't like to vomit anymore. So I prefer to, do it the conventional way. So it's quite commonplace, actually, because it's a very quick way for us to shed the coarse toxins. It's through bowel movements and urination and vomiting. That's quite commonplace. Okay, and then that's a first coarse form of toxin detoxification. Okay, and then next, I might as well tell you. Next thing is, for example, it goes through your skin. Okay, your skin have rashes. Okay, that's a common place, a very common form of detoxification, because the toxins the toxins that do not get zapped by your qi, your strong qi, get pushed away from your liver, from your body, and has to get out of the body. Okay. So they don't go through the digestive system. A lot of the toxins don't necessarily go through the digestive system. So it goes through your skin. Okay, so your skin have rashes, have stuff like that. That's commonplace. Okay, and it's a good thing. But when that happens, it's best to check with us to make sure that we recognize those symptoms. That's why we keep an eye on you when you engage in these practices. It's best you come with us so that we can watch over you. So, for example, I look at that visited nun here. When she first came, she's not in good health at all. She's very weak, and with her constitution, she's prone to illness. Yes or no? You often get sick, especially cold and flu. It's very easy for you. And so her physical constitution is not very, very good, very strong. She has to think. I said, let me think.
그게 아니고 저는 이제 감기나 독감이나 이런 것은 사실 언제부턴가 잘 걸리지 않았어요. 근데 항상 기운이 없고 좀 뭐랄까 자꾸 여기저기 아프고 지금도 이제 무릎이 많이 아픈데 어쨌든 잘 견디면 그냥 저는 제가 할 수 있는 게 견디는 거 한 가지뿐이 없습니다. 지금 현재는. 그리고 제가 이제 한 가지 여쭤보고 싶은 것은 지금 생각이 났는데 제가 조그만 절을 가지고 있어요. 아주 조그만 그 오피스 상가에 그 부처님을 모시고 있는데 그 제가 그 비우는 동안에 그 돌아가신 분들 제가 어떻게 할 수가 없어서 또 미루면 다음에 온다는 것이 어려울 것 같아서 그 위패를 다 들고 왔습니다. 그리고 계속해서 여기 있는데 누구는 스트로크가 와서 병원에 수술을 했다. 이렇게 문자 어저께는 어떤 분이 그 장에 암이 있어서 수술을 했다. 그래서 저는 그냥 아무 생각 없이 저기 그 위패를 그냥 축원 약사열에 그냥 축원을 올리고 저는 아무것도 안 하고 있습니다. 이게 저한테 맞는지는 잘 모르겠어요.
Master, at some point I didn't have any flu or cold. I no longer suffer from that, but it's more like my problem is I feel really weak, and for example, my knee hurts. But I understand that only thing I could do is I need to endure this pain. But I have a question actually. I have a tiny little temple in an office area. While I was doing Chanchi here, a lot of people passed away. So what I could do is I brought rebirth, I brought plaques. And I heard while I'm sitting here, I also heard the followers. Some people had a stroke, they had a surgery. And yesterday, another person said found a cancer in his intestines, so he had a surgery. So what I could do is just brought the Medicine Master Buddha plaques with me. I just pray for them, but that's all I could do here. I'm not really doing anything here except that.
Yeah. Anyway, good thing. Then you don't have any symptoms of illness. Yes, it's a good thing. I hope it you remain like that. But the point I'm trying to make as well is that her samadhi increased because of the fasting, meaning that her health improved through the process of fasting. The Fo Chi didn't do much for her, but Chan Chi helped her. Okay? So it's a good thing. A good thing. Anyway, go ahead, Q&A.
Hello, Master. Can you hear me clear? Hello?
Yes.
Master. This is different than fasting. I was
Okay.
talking about...
Put your microphone closer to your mouth, please.
Chan, meditate. I do meditate at night time. Last night around 11:10 something. In the morning, we went out with I went out with all professional and my professor. Went to the play, we look around, beautiful play, and we go upstairs, that in the morning. So long make it short is when I got home at night time, I do meditation. Then after like sit full lotus, around like 10 or 20 minutes later, I see the image is so up into my mind that I see in that stair we go up with my professor, with some of my colleagues, is one of the two or one of old man, skinny, no teeth in the front. He opened his mouth and white hair is kind of walk up with us. That's how I see meditation when I see those kind of image is showing up. And some of like old woman wearing a long dress go up with the stair with us. I don't know why is that, what is that happen to me when I sit meditate.
Well, welcome to the Crazy People Club. I don't know what it means. Okay, you see it, then you see it, and we're not going to question your visions. When you meditate, when are you guys going to learn? When you meditate and you have these visions and these things that happen to you, just watch it. Don't do anything. Don't get excited. Don't be worried. Okay? That's all. Unfortunately, we are not dream interpreters. Okay, and I wouldn't pay much attention to it at all. Okay, especially when you look at old people with white hair, no teeth in the front. Who cares? All right, JMT.
Hello? Hello?
Yes,
So,
we can hear you.
I'm not sure if you had the chance to talk to the Rosemead that's there. I met her a few years ago in the East Coast, and actually I felt it's important important for her to have this chance when I met her at the time, because her area has a lot of Korean people, and there are not many. They don't have many choices of the temples in that area, so she has a lot on the plate because these people they ask for help from everywhere in that area. So I just wanted to let you know about the situation about her area in the East Coast. It's a Korean community there. They do need a lot of help, including the 49 days and all these things. And the Sunim, when I talked to her, she was always being very sincere, trying to help people from her heart.
Yes, that's why she's because of her kindness, and that's why she's her body is relatively free from illness so far. But when she becomes sick, it might be quite dangerous. Okay, and because her physical condition is not that great. Okay, and she's under a lot of stress and is helping people like that. It will take a toll on her, and I hope that in the future when she's sick, it's not it's not too serious. Okay, in our world, we can't help when we help people with the rebirth thing. Okay, this is where the monks and nuns err in their professional work. When you help people with deceased people, you are asking for a lot of trouble. Number one. Furthermore, I know of monks and nuns whose idea is to help people. So people are sick. They said, okay, people are sick, so many of these monks and nuns would recite sutras, and I recite the sutra on your behalf and so forth to help them, okay, and do things like that. It's called meddling. So typically, monks and nuns in their work, in our profession, okay, is we deal with deceased, the funeral services a lot, okay. So it's a good Buddhist practice for those situations to recite sutras, recite Buddha's name, and go to the cemeteries, conduct services, go to the funeral homes and conduct services. Those acts are extremely dangerous. Okay, because you go to funeral homes, you go to cemeteries, you go into places that are not safe for you. Okay, and so it's rather dangerous thing to do. So it's not uncommon for these people who the monks and nuns to do a lot of these funeral services, for them to have some problems. Anyway, and then of course, when you have people coming to the temple, they get sick, and then they come and ask you for help. Then you have to do something. Especially, this is our calling, to be there to comfort people, to help people through these difficult times. And when we try to help people deal with their illness, we ourselves basically are, unless you know how to do it, taking on the illness, shouldering the burden of the illnesses. Okay? So so again, we're exposing ourselves to a lot. We're asking for trouble. Okay, so that's why unfortunately nowadays the monks and nuns are not aware of that, so that they don't receive the proper training to how to do those things properly, professionally, if you will. Okay, that knowledge is lost. Yes. Any other question? YouTube has a question here.
Cordelia asks, Master, my rash that I had for a few years improved after my fast. Is that normal too?
Increased or improved?
It improved.
Meaning it gets better or looks nicer?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm kidding. Improve. Yes, the rash when she comes to the temple and engage in, and takes on these practices, and the rash improves. That means it's getting better. So it's a good thing. Do more of it so that until it goes away. Okay, that's why you meditate. When you meditate, actually you're healing yourself, actively healing yourself. When you fast, okay, it's painful, it hurts, especially when you're very hungry, very thirsty. Okay, it actually helps heal your body as well. So that's why it's a delicate. There's a delicate balance where you don't want to overdo it. This is why you want to be here when you do that, so that we watch over you, make sure you don't get in trouble. Yes, Green.
Mô Phật mà thầy, giống gia đình con đó làm 49 ngày ở đây đó thầy. Thầy tụi nó đó, nó là mai mốt mà miễn mà có cái gì đó thì muốn thầy đó để làm hậu sự cho những người đó. Thì tụi em nó cũng lại đăng ký với thầy đó, mà thầy phải giúp đỡ cái chuyện này cho tụi nó.
Go on. Is there a question?
Không, tại vì tụi em đó, mấy đứa em tôi thì nó đã nhắn tin như vậy đó, mà tôi còn chưa thông báo cho thầy nữa. Thì nên là sau này miễn mà có chuyện gì đó thì muốn thầy để đi làm hậu sự cho tụi nó.
Okay. If I'm still alive, I can't guarantee anything. If they want me to do the funeral services, they better die before I do. So that's my reply to them. Die soon.
Thì hy vọng mua mà miễn mà không có thầy thì đệ tử thầy làm á mà. Thì tụi nó muốn như vậy đó, không biết tụi nó muốn thì để đăng ký với thầy không?
Okay. I promise. Anyone else? Raise your hand so that they can pass you a microphone, please. Okay. We only have one microphone here, and I'm told that I'm spending a lot of money buying microphones. Yes, White.
I was able to fast on Friday or Saturday. I don't remember what Friday or Saturday. I was able to fast 23 hours, and then I also got diarrhea afterwards. So
23 hours and then what?
I got diarrhea afterwards.
You got diarrhea afterwards?
Yeah. So
You're not Buddhist, right?
No.
That's why. Okay, next. Is there a question? Are you denouncing our fasting thing?
No,
Yes.
my question is that when I was trying to do my prayers during the fasting, I was having a lot of trouble doing them, and then I was thinking more about food. But then, I mean, for 1 second, I did feel it's going to sound really weird for you guys, but I felt the love of God for a few seconds, and then for that few seconds, I felt very peaceful. But then after that, I was still thinking about food, or I was hungry and tired.
Yeah. That's what happens to non-Buddhists. The Buddhists, we have a lot fewer problems. Control yourself. I'm trying to recruit him. Okay, let me tell you. Okay. First of all, the diarrhea there, you should have continued. That's a very good thing. It's an excellent thing. I would fast again. You have a problem. Okay? Your toxins are building up. And after a mere 23 hours, they came out. That's very, very good. If you don't come out, guess where it goes to? The sleepy head. I'm kidding. Okay? The toxins has to come out. If it doesn't come out, it stays in your body. It's not a good thing for the body. Okay? In particular, if you're a monk or nun and you do a funeral service or you recite for someone to help with their illness and so forth, okay, your body, you should feel something in your body. That's a warning to you right there, that there's a price on your body when you do these things. Okay? In contrast, when you do a fast like that, okay, it's slightly different in the sense that actually now you're healing yourself. Okay, so I would definitely try fasting again. Number one, for the mere reason, the simple reason that it's going to be helpful for your health. Okay, it's uncomfortable, it's unpleasant, but it's a good thing for you. Number two, for a moment you felt the peace. That's exactly all you get from this process. It's just a split second, a short moment of feeling good, and the rest of the time is tortured. Okay? Why? It's by design. Okay? It's difficult for you because it toughens you up. Okay? It prepares you to battle with your girlfriend as an incentive, so that when she tries to harass you and make you feel bad, you say, this is not as bad as when I fast. You see that? So definitely, I'm seriously speaking, this discomfort here, this challenge here that you have actually toughens up your soul, if you know what the soul is. Okay? It toughens up the soul and makes your heart stronger. Yes, absolutely. Okay, I would do it. But so for non-Buddhist people like you build it up gradually. Okay, so you build 23 hours. Next time do 24 hours. Next time do 48 hours, and so forth. Incrementally. Okay, baby steps. It's a very good thing. Okay. Yes, sir. White.
Last time I did it for 3 days and actually felt, I'm not sure if it's the same or, yeah, probably the same as doing the 23 hours one that I did on Friday or Saturday.
Each time is different, and that one split moment of peace right there is a very, very good thing. Okay, that's your reward, and it is, may I say, wonderful. It's fantastic. Okay, you don't know how beneficial that one split second that you experience that peace right there really is. Okay, the reason I don't tell you, because you're Catholic. What do we care? We're not trying to sell you. Anyone else? YouTube has a comment.
Trin and Emily say that the most painful part of fasting was constipation.
Yes. Okay? Yeah. That happens as well. Absolutely. Anyone else? Oh no, now everyone's going, I have a story. When I fast, I also have this problem. Yes, let's go to white here.
I have a question also. So, with the case with the cat, so he was here.
The cat?
You call it the cat?
No, calf. It's a difference. There's
Okay,
a different calf and cat.
Okay. So he was here on the Friday night, sit through your talk, and then he was on the fasting, and then snoring. And then I picked him up in the morning as I agreed to shower. And then after that, he continued, until the 23 hours. Now, here's the really interesting thing. So it was only over one night. And then, I got the call complaining about his snoring. But then the really weird thing was when I picked him up in the morning this time, he was super peaceful. I was super happy because I felt that his energy was very positive. The moment he got into my car, I was like super happy and peaceful. And it was just so weird. Now my question is, I didn't feel this way and I didn't feel any difference last time when he did the 3 nights fasting. So what happened?
What happened is this time, he looked at you and says, oh no. Okay, next. Yes, sir. Orange.
I was just going to comment on the constipation aspect. When I did my first fast, I just did what I thought I should do, and I was drinking cold water, and that just froze my digestive system.
Oh no, you don't drink cold water.
And so, I would highly recommend warm water when you're drinking.
Room temperature, better, absolutely. Please, when you fast, when you drink the water there, do not, even no matter how hot it is, do not drink cold water, okay? You should drink room temperature water, okay? It's very important because a shock right there is very dangerous for you. I'm sorry, we forgot to tell you, okay? Oops. Okay, so thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, please be careful. Do in general, as a rule of thumb, because I experienced it myself. When you're weak, when you're physically not feeling well, in particular, avoid drinking cold water. It's very dangerous for you. It's a shock to your system. It's very dangerous. Okay. If you're normal, you drink, Coke and whatever, cold water, spritzer and whatever, it's okay, but I still would avoid it, okay? But pay attention, in particular, when you're weak, in a weakened physical state, avoid drinking cold water, please, okay? Like fasting and stuff like that, avoid cold water, absolutely, okay? Yes, Orange.
Your body has to warm that water up before it can use it, and it takes a lot of energy for the body to warm it. So when you're already low on energy, you don't want to have to expend it to warm up the cold water. Cold water in general is bad for us. We shouldn't drink that at all.
I don't care. When like today, I drink cold water. I'm sorry, doctor. Hey, doc, all due respect. No, for me too. When there are some days I'm so weak, forget that. And I drank cold water. Actually, it had a sort of thermal shock, if you will. Will you believe that? The body, when the cold water hits your stomach, it's something nasty, a very nasty feeling. So I call it thermal shock, whatever. And it's very dangerous. I can see how it affected my heart and, and so forth. I don't recommend it, okay? Please be careful. Yes, Chicago.
Anh xin Đà Phật, thưa Thầy, con thấy cái này cũng hơi weird. Tại sao cái ngày thứ 8 đến ngày thứ 9, con feel a lot better than the rest of the day. And qua cái ngày thứ 10 thì con feel like normal. So, is it normal? And cái rest của con á, con không có bị cái gì hết, nhưng mà chỉ có cái rest thôi. Thì after the 5th day, it's gone. So that means I don't have any more problem.
5th day, what's gone?
Yeah, by the 5th day, it's gone.
What's gone?
The rash.
The what? The rash?
It's Chicago way, Thầy.
Oh no! Come back. You should say, "Hey, Rash, where did you go? Come back. I miss you." And you wonder why?
No, con.
You wanted to come back? Okay. Yeah. So you feel better. It's a good thing. What are you complaining about?
So why I still have to fast?
Why still have to fast? So that you feel worse later. Okay, Red. Remember the fasting thing, one of the fasting things is that it will weaken you, make you feel grouchy and feel like quitting. And that's what you fight against, quitting. Yes, Red.
그 찬물을 4일째, 5일째 마셨는데 찬물을 마시는 게 울렁거리는 속을 진정시켜서 찬물을 마셨는데 내일부터는 더운 물을 마시겠습니다.
Master, I've been drinking cold water for 4 to 5 days. I thought that helps me with my nausea, but from tomorrow I will stop drinking cold water.
Hot water.
Yeah, stop.
또 한 가지 말씀드리고 싶은 거는 다니엘이 여기 와서 코를 골고 잤다는데 제가 눈을 언니 다시 할게요. 그러니까 아침에 새벽에 일어났는데 다니엘이 제 바로 앞에서 누워서 자고 있었는데 저는 코 고는 소리를 전혀 듣지 못했습니다.
People said Daniel snore overnight, but in the morning when I woke up, he was right in front of me, but I haven't heard his snoring all night.
You heard him snoring all night?
I have not heard his snoring all night. She
because
didn't.
you were sleeping all night. They pick on non-Buddhists. Don't you know? We pick on non-Buddhists. He said, "What are you doing here?" Yeah, okay. So now she's coming to his rescue. Can you imagine? By the way, I'm told, just between us, okay, that many Koreans are actually Christians or Catholics. Most Koreans are Christian and Catholics. Yeah. True. So, that explains a lot of things. Anyone else here that I miss? Okay, there's a gentleman over here, white.
Thank you, Master. I have a question to go back on meddling. On Sunday, my father was taking a nap somewhere in my house, and then he woke up, and I went to lay in the same spot that he was, and I felt an energy of just ailments. And so I went into it and chanted the King Medicine Buddha's mantra over and over again. Does that count as meddling?
Yes. Okay. You don't have the skills to do that, and you're asking for trouble, so you should leave it to professionals for now. Okay. Even my disciples, I only selectively, I allow them to selectively meddle because it's part of the training. We're very careful about these things. Yeah. it brings to mind there's a Vietnamese monk who is very smart, knows I Ching and very competent and so forth. And he helps a lot of people reciting sutras to help the illness, both physical and mental. And eventually he got very, very sick. Very, very sick. And didn't have a good end. Was there another question here? Yes, Orange.
It was just a comment. One thing, I had problems also with nausea when I was doing fasting, and someone gave me the clue about sniffing lemons, and I was surprised. There are different lemons. There's big ones and small ones. The big ones didn't work, but the small, less ripe lemons, when I smelled it, it just killed my nausea.
Kill your nausea?
Yeah, it just went away. And so I could go through the night without, I felt like I was going to throw up, but when that urge came up, I would just smell it and it would just go away.
Oh, that's good to know, especially that one over there. Give her some small lemon.
But I was going to ask you, is that okay to do, or is that like is that cheating?
Yes, that's cheating. When are you going to learn? Come, put the microphone down. Yes, the old monk. Now it gets personal. Great.
A Di Đà Phật, quý vị nói uống nước mà ói đó, thì tôi có cái kinh nghiệm thế này nè, là theo sát cái lời của thầy trụ trì dạy mình, cái tuần lễ đầu mình được uống nửa chai thôi, thì mình biết cái cơ thể mình bốc hơi nó thiếu cái nước, thì mình chăm làm sao cho đủ nửa chai thôi, đừng ọc cho một cái là sẽ bị ói đó. Mình liếm một lần hay là mình uống khoảng nửa muỗng cà phê thôi, chăm từ từ vô cho nước miếng nó ra, rồi nuốt lâu thiệt lâu uống nữa, làm sao cho một ngày nó trong nửa chai đó thôi, ọc cho một cái là nó bắt ói liền.
Ok.
Đó chỉ như vậy thôi. Vậy mà tôi trải qua 27 ngày đó.
Very good.
Uống một
Good
lần
experience.
mình ngậm như chừng nửa muỗng cà phê thôi, rồi cho nó chăm cho đủ số nước bốc hơi của mình thiếu trong cơ thể mình, nó từ làm sao trong ngày nó đủ thôi, đừng có làm một lần là ói đó.
Okay, translation. There's a lot of questions and comments. Wow.
So, Master, when talking about nausea during fasting, so I have an experience. So, the first week, like we are only allowed to drink half of the bottle. So you have to time yourself and then just drink a little bit, like do a small sip at a time. Like for example, half a teaspoon or whatever, and like once in a while you will just have another sip, because like if you drink the whole thing in one shot, your body cannot take it, and then you will feel nausea. So that's why that is my experience. Just do one sip at a time slowly, and then that's how I can survive during the 27-day fasting.
Very good. Green.
Master, I have a plant that I use all the time at home. It is called yerba buena, and it's a family of the mint.
Okay.
It seems that it purifies the water, because I put it in the the water that the kids go to school with, and it doesn't stink at all, the water, after they finish the day with it. So, and we use it in our ancestors use it for healing the stomach, and also it helps you with the digestion and all that, but it helps with nausea. And I was thinking about donating one for the temple, but if that's gonna be meddling, I don't want to do it then.
It would be meddling.
Okay.
So you donate the gojin, and then see what gojin does with it. And then it's not a problem for you anymore.
Okay.
Goyin, she wants to help people. We don't. Okay, anyone else? JMT has a question.
Just for your information, in Colombia, when you say yerba buena, it could be marijuana, so you should be careful.
Okay, so see, there you have it. Try marijuana as well against nausea.
Well, no, in Mexico we have yerba buena and we have marijuana or yerba mala. Sorry, but this is probably, I could call it probably just mint, and that's it, but it's a different variety
So
of it.
actually it's marijuana.
I'll bring you some.
Anna. Okay. Anyone else who has a serious and constructive comment and not illegal? Yes, White.
Actually, yerba buena caused me to go to have more diarrhea.
Okay, it could happen. YouTube, go ahead.
Master, that short period of peace, like what Daniel experienced, is that moment considered entering samadhi?
Yes. Okay, anyone else? Okay. All right. For the kath, not the cat. Because he's here, so let me use him to teach you the important thing, the Dharma, that the way we practice here. Okay. Again, you online people, and you are skeptical, you can tune out. Okay. But for you, the reason that for you here, for you who follow us, if you want to do this fasting thing here, it's challenging, especially for Daniel here, because it's challenging, and part of the process is to endure the discomfort there, the suffering there. That's a very important part of the fasting method. Okay, so when you endure like that, it's very good for your soul. It's very good for your heart. Very good for your body. Okay, and it increases your willpower. Okay, so I would encourage him to try again and face that. Okay, that's part of the process, to face that you at the end of your rope and you don't quit. Okay, if you pass out, you pass out, but you don't quit. Okay, and that's a very important part of the training. If you quit, okay, then you won't ever learn. So this is an expedient form where you face your limitations, okay, and yet you don't listen to yourself and quit. That's a very important part of the training. All right, it's very good for you. All right, anyone else? Okay, as far as vomiting and nausea and nauseousness and all those things, okay, my preference is for you not to do anything. Don't sniff lemon. Don't sniff marijuana. Don't cry. If you vomit, just vomit. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? And if you need another wastebasket, we have plenty of wastebaskets. Okay? So it's important for you because if you do anything at all, okay, then you're missing out on the purpose of it. The purpose of it is for you to watch and observe what happens in your body naturally, okay, without any external aids, no aspirin, nothing, no sugar, no Coke, no Pepsi, The Westerners, when they do fasting, the Western doctors, Switzerland and European people, and they pride themselves, Russians pride themselves on understanding fasting. Actually, our style of fasting is different because we deprive your body from sugar. That's by design. Theirs rarely do, because that's why they fail in that part of the workout on your soul. I'm serious. Okay, this is very important for you. This is a soul exercise, if you will. It's very useful. Okay, it's so beneficial, and that's why that's why the Westerners don't understand this fasting technology, and they miss out on that. It's pitiful. Okay, so don't be afraid. If you vomit, it's a good thing. Okay, I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, just don't vomit on my carpet. That's all. You can vomit anywhere else. Okay? And after the vomiting, your body is cleansed, then you don't feel like vomiting anymore. It's normal. You don't feel like sleeping anymore. That's normal. You don't need to rest. That's why you don't need to sleep. You don't sleep because you don't need to rest. Okay? So it's a nice state that you can experience. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay? Each person's different. Don't say, how come she doesn't sleep for 24 hours and I sleep like a pig? I snore like Daniel. Each person is different. Don't worry about it. Okay? Anyone else? Okay, then thank you all for your questions. Thank you all for your contributions. And this is what it's about. We learn from each other. We share our experiences. Don't think I have all the answers. I don't. As I listen to your stories, I'm learning something as well. So we all are learning. So please feel free to ask questions and make comments, okay? Thank you all, and good night.